if you are an influencer, you should understand, you should have the mind for marketing. An influencer should have the mind for marketing. You should have a brand persona fit rein. And then you are good to go. You should understand what you're doing. Because it is not just about having the numbers. It should be authentic with what you are doing. You should be deliberate about the things you are doing. You understand? Create that thing around you. Have the numbers. And so that you would also have the kind of, you'll be attracted to a certain kind of brand.
A beautiful evening going out to you, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it's time for the One King Show, and we are coming to you from our beautiful edifice here at Onekingmultimedia. And you say, see it, hear it, believe it. Our show is proudly supported and sponsored by One King Mineral Water. I always say, if you are looking to have luxury when it comes to drinking water, then choose One King Mineral Water. Abrimponsio Papa Pa. Presenting tonight on our big plate conversation is influencer culture in Africa. We are taking a look at the rise of social media influencers in Ghana and Nigeria. I'm sure you've seen it all across your TikToks and favorite social media sites as well. And so tonight we delve into matters pertaining influencers in Ghana and Nigeria. My name is Hetty, and joining me tonight in the studios, I have with me Cristero, I have with me Wooly, I have with me Sika Woma. So let's quickly talk about this one. And so let me quickly come to Sika. So what drives Ghanaian and Nigerian influencers' success? What's the drive?
First of all, I think social media has become so popular now, and eventually people have begun to understand its importance in our lives now. Because looking back some 10, 15 years ago, when Facebook was popular, was coming up and began to become popular, we had some pastors even standing on pulpits asking their congregation not to download Facebook or go on the internet because it's Illuminati, it is 666, and the new ways the devil has derived in taking God's children to hell. And I mean, they said so many things. But right now, these pastors that stood on their pulpit to say these things, they come on live on these social media platforms and add their accounts to ask people to make contributions. So right now, with the state of things, now we are in a global village. Everything is digitalized. Everything is digital now. You can pick your phone and make a call, see somebody visually, somebody who is miles and miles away from you. You can see them. So it has driven lots of people to also penetrate into that to make ends meet. Because when you come to the African continent, still now, unemployment is still a big issue here. There are so many youths that are unemployed, and they're always finding ways and means to make or get money and feed themselves, feed their dependents, their family and stuff. So now that we know that, okay, we can use social media as a tool, we can use social media to build a career, to get money, to do something for ourselves. We don't have to depend on somebody. We don't have to depend on our government, our leaders to always come and then make us promises in creating jobs, and then they don't do it when we vote for them. They are now using social media to enrich themselves, and it's working so well for some people, and some of them are also using their platforms to push positivity. In as much as we are seeing lots of new sons on social media nowadays, especially the Ghanaian side of TikTok, when you hop on there, it's very, very disgusting sometimes in the evening when you find yourself on the Ghanaian side of TikTok. But all the same, that shouldn't erase the fact that there have been people who have had platforms, huge platforms and numbers, and they have made sure that change is being done and the right things are being done. I mean, we can mention so many of them. Recently, when the Stop Galamsey demonstration and stuff was ongoing in the capital, there are lots of people, lots of influencers on X or Twitter who use their platform to educate people on the reason why we should all push for this particular agenda, the reasons why it is not about you supporting party A or party B, and that you have to call on these leaders to make sure that they put in the right measures in protecting our water bodies. So they've been using that to push positivity. Some of them are able to post something, a flyer of an individual, a normal user, and then their business will see lots of profits. They'll see people patronizing their products. So in as much as lots of people are using the social media platforms to do whatever it is that they want, there are others that are actually impacting the lives of social media users as well.
Nice one. Let me quickly come to you. Christero, let's take a look at a return on investment. I think these are things that a lot of brands look out for when they are wanting to work with influencers and all of these people across Ghana and Nigeria as well. And so my first question is, how do brands measure ROIs when it comes to, bringing influencers on board for partnership and all of that?
So, first of all, as an influencer, what's your number? If you're an influencer, what's your niche? What's your number? How do people patronize you? And how much people or how many people are patronizing you? These are some of the things the brand will even look at before engaging you. You understand? And the kind of people you are attracted to. Because you cannot only just be an influencer, just have the numbers, be popular out there. Because some people are popular, but look at their brands. I don't want to mention names here, but certainly there are people who are popular, but their brands are not brands that any serious brand would like to associate themselves with. Do you understand? So it is not just about having the numbers. It is not just about being popular on social media. If you are an influencer, yes, the numbers are very important, but you should also create some niche for yourself. And the niche will determine what kind of brand will associate itself with you. So once you have gotten the niche, once you have the numbers, and you've gotten a certain brand associating with you, then it is also onus on the brands. It's onus.
Onus.
Yes, and I can't say.
I like the way. Onus.
Yes.
Didi's partners.
Only thing you did is just an A in front.
It is onus on the brand to also get some return if indeed it wants to invest in an influencer. So you are an influencer, I'm a brand. Now I pay you money to advertise my brand for me, to influence my brand for me. Take it out there, let people hear about it. How do I measure the return I'm going to get? Obviously, I am looking at the number of engagements I am going to have after associating my brand with you. So if, for instance, I'm getting 10 people in a week when I have not engaged you, and then after engaging you, I still have 10 people, associating with my brand or still engaging, my brand, or even less, then it means that I'm not getting any return on the investment that I am investing, on the investment that I'm making, I should say. So I am looking at the numbers I'm going to get. Those are the things I am going to measure. You see, you might not be able to quantify the return, but of course, there are some other parameters you would have to look at. There are other variables you would have to consider. The number that you are getting, the numbers, your engagement, the likes. If the the influencer posts my brand on social media, on his or her socials, how many likes am I getting? How many reposts am I getting? These are some of the things that, I would have to look at. These are the parameters I look at. Once I am seeing this and I realize that these numbers are huge enough, it means that, yes, I'm getting more eyeballs. My product is getting eyeballs. My brand is getting more eyeballs. And once there are more eyeballs, it means that I am selling out there, and then I'll get a lot of people, associating with my brand and getting to get some of my brand. You understand? So these are some of the things that we look out for. Sometimes people even sit down and calculate the amount of money they are making. That also takes a different dimension altogether. But, in the meantime and in between time, what we can look at is the numbers that your engagement is generating for my brand. We can easily look at it from that angle.
Willie, let me come to you. So, in your opinion, how do you think brands measure ROIs when it comes to influencer partnerships?
I think what they mainly look at is the numbers. In our part of the world, the numbers is the most important part when it comes to having influencers on board, when you are actually selling a product or a commodity. So let's say I have a skincare brand, and I found out you kind of have a light skin, and in our part of the world, we term people with light skin pretty. So I can easily use you to sell the product. And again, you are a loud mouth out there. When you make a post, there are like probably 1 million clicks to it. So I believe if I give you my product, I am tapping into your 1 million eyeballs. That's the main reason why people get in. And in any proper jurisdiction or any proper country, when you have an influencer on board on such projects, you need to know the person's character too, because character traits are very important. The person's track record. You wouldn't go and sign someone who has a very bad record in society that would affect the brand itself. Like, for example, when the whole Chef Smith saga happened, I remember there was a restaurant somewhere which they wanted to get him because they believe he's someone who will give them a lot of eyeballs.
Yeah.
Because now the whole world is on him that he's a fake chef. So what can he do? People would want to come there and have a feel of what he's going to do. So when it comes to marketing and brand positioning, all these things are things that every company or every organization that is selling something out there would want to look at before they go in for influencers or brand ambassadors.
Right. Now, let's look at the ethical considerations of influencers. For influencers, the ethical the things we look out for, once you want to put them on your promo, your brand to represent, what are some of the things we can consider before we put these influencers on board? Let me pick from
I think one thing, if a brand would want to get an influencer on board, I think one thing they mostly look at is the authenticity. Because as an influencer, I believe you should be genuine, and also you should be transparent with your followers. If you are always lying about something in your past ambassadorial deal or influencing deals, then I don't think brands would want to associate themselves with you. Because then what happens when they give you their products to handle? They give you the chance to be an influencer for their brand or their product. Then that means that you are not really going to get them the result that they would need, because already people know you not to be authentic. So that means whatever brand you are also influencing as or you are representing is also not authentic. So brands wouldn't want that. And another thing is privacy. I think now we have thrown privacy through the window. We didn't even look back when throwing it away. We just threw it away. Nowadays, some people who are now calling themselves influencers, they have no sense of privacy. Everything is out there. Yes, we know that you are an influencer and you want to let us in your life, show us some certain things.
Get
so that
ready with me.
You wake up in the morning and
you are saying
go
that
back to
get
sleep and
ready
say, get
with
ready
me
with
to
me.
church.
And
And then
then
you are starting in your underwear.
I'm like,
But won't
hey,
you wear underwear to church?
Oh God.
But wait, won't you wear underwear to church? What are you trying to say?
get ready with me to
Oh,
church.
so and we can't roll watch me.
And then you post
Omo
it. Some
from
of them even
scratch.
post it before they get to church. So imagine your pastor or your sophomore
Later chancing on thing.
paying sees it before, and then what happens? For
pastor has
now,
been praying for you to
privacy.
get a
Yeah,
husband.
for privacy, we've thrown it away. We are no longer. But there are still some influencers who are also very big on privacy. I mean, they let you know what they want you to know. I think that should be what everyone should do. We put what we want you to know on social media, but there are others. We know there are others that put their whole life on social media. There's nothing private about them. And there are some countries where people have put their whole life on social media and it really ended badly for them.
Yes.
People attack them, people rob them and all of that. So we should take a cue from all of this and also try and then protect our privacy a little bit as well.
Right. Chris, let me come to you. What are some of the ethical considerations for influencers?
So, if you are an influencer, you see, I mentioned niche, in my earlier submission, and I will still go by that. When talking about niche, what am I saying? Okay, now you want to talk about, or you want to advertise for, something that can be taken to church. Let me also use the same church issue. You want to talk about something that can be taken to church. And then we realize that, Charlie, that pair must say, ane adie ne gu hoi. Church. You see, you are talking about church.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I am looking at you as an influencer and you are advertising something for church and I look at it from that,
you don't look churchy.
I mean,
but you're selling church.
Yes. So if I have a product and I want you to influence it for me, I will look at you that no, you are not what you are preaching.
But do you remember there was a time in this country where Brother Sabi wanted to advertise a program in church and he used 5 girls, like, you see,
but 5 girls are in church.
He was using a lady who was, in shamkus, like you see the dressing and saying all these big bomb should come to church. Because if you come and meet the big bomb in church. You understand?
Yes.
That was also a marketing tool. We were all talking about it. Didn't it work? It worked.
So, but what was the conversation around it?
The conversation
was it that positive?
It was around when the issue came out.
Yes.
As hypocritical as most Christians are, they would push it, they would drag it.
Yes. I mean, but so you see, generally, the conversation wasn't that positive.
But no, because we don't want it to be positive.
But if
you want to bring them from the death, you need to enter the gutter.
No, what I'm saying that, so around that time, the conversation, how was it like?
It was negative because we are hypocritical.
You see, so
Christians are hypocrites. It's obvious. Almost all Christians are hypocrites.
No.
Anyways, that's your opinion.
It's a fact.
So for me,
it stays
I
with
will always talk about the niche that I
carve a niche for yourself.
Yes, know where you belong to. Know where what you can
tribe.
Know what you can influence. You don't put everything together just because
somebody went to do 24-hour economy adverts. Just like that. Just like that. No, somehow.
Yes, somehow. Oh no, no one a preno.
Oh no,
no one a preno. No one a preno. Giddy say ayo. Giddy say ayo. Giddy say ayo.
Are we talking about the same thing?
Yeah, the same thing.
We are all of course.
So Hesi, I am saying that as an influencer, know your niche, know where you are going.
Imagine you sell an olive oil and you say now your olive oil you are giving it to Hajia Bintu to advertise for you. Someone who went to do Kayamata.
Yes.
The contradiction.
Yes.
The contradiction.
Yes. If you have an olive oil, business, you don't give it to Hajia Bintu to advertise for you.
Because she's not been to well.
No, because she's selling Kayamata.
Because she's not been to.
You see that
she's not
it
been
will
to
take
where
you
the
to
olive oil is coming from.
That will take you to
Because
where
we have
Ajia
been
herself has never been to.
Yes.
That's the bar.
The olive oil, it would take her to where she hasn't been to.
I tell you. So Hajia Bintu doesn't advertise olive oil. Yes, or anointing oil.
Olive or anointing, unless it's Suchumu, and then those people.
Yes.
Suchumu, Dana Samoa.
Yes. They advertise those things. You see, or communion wine.
No, I see. Anyways, it all adds up to the fun. Let's move on for more conversations. Someone is stirring up at you. Now, so how will influencer culture evolve in Ghana? Willie, let me come to you.
Well, I believe the culture of influencing. We need more seminars, because I think at this point there needs to be more education on the importance, because there are a lot of young lads out there who want to enter influencing and they don't know they are left or right. The only thing they are thinking about is they are seeing probably Hetty go online and say, get ready with me. Ring lights. Someone would sleep, wake up, fix the phone, and sleep again and wake up now. Good morning.
Job is not easy.
Get ready with me. You understand that kind of thing? So someone would need to go through it and know these are some of the obstacles in the job. These are some of the things that you'd have to juggle your way around. Because I feel a lot of people want to enter, and there are a lot of creative heads out there. Like yesterday, for example, there was a situation that happened between me and someone, and all of a sudden it was in my head that if I was a content creator at that point, I could create content out of it because it's something that's worth talking about or laughing about. But because I'm not in that field or skilled in that field, I'm not going to venture it. So there might be someone who has love for it, and you would be able to develop a lot of people in that sort of sector. And I think most of the media schools out there that are training people in the media space and all of those things need to add influencing as part of like a course to properly study. Because I feel there are a lot of people who are not guided well. And reason why we see some contents like the 24 economy, that someone did, because the person didn't have proper coaching on how to do. Because that same advert was done on the other side by Prince David, saying you could see it was well scripted and had a message about buying the prepaid with your phone and all of those things. So I think we need people to go through the right training, and we'll see influencers get to the level where they are going to be top notch. Because if you get into Nigeria, there are a lot of super influencers that sometimes you're like, hey, so this person is an influencer, and they are all on Snapchat, like Snapchat, TikTok and all of those things. Yeah. Some of us, like early 2015, 16, we're watching Yankee himself on Snapchat, and some of the things he was doing are things that those probably who were following have reciprocated in today's era. And it's evident in those who know Yankee himself know the kind of content that guy was creating on the platform and how interesting it was. And that's what friends like Wesley Kesey and the rest have all carried on and are living with. So I believe if we need to do this, we need proper training and proper coaching to get to the next level.
Interesting. Sika, let me come to you on your take on how influencing can evolve here in Africa.
I think the number one and only thing we should concentrate is what Willie said. People need education. People still need to understand how influencing actually works. And people should also get that not everybody must be or should be an influencer. You can have a number of followers on TikTok or Facebook or wherever. You still cannot be an influencer. Some people just think that, there was one lady, a story I followed on TikTok about one Ghanaian lady. I think she's somewhere in the Ashanti region. According to her, she mistakenly posted nude pictures. Yeah, video of herself.
Of herself?
Yes, on TikTok.
Do you have her?
No, I didn't see it.
I mean, you don't have her account?
No, I don't remember. I don't remember the name of the account. But I just came across it. And as soon as she posted, people started And then you realize that when you go on her page, she didn't have the
Mistakenly
numbers.
she posted, or
according to her.
Okay.
The reason why that is even questionable is her response after posting the video, when people were asking, what is wrong with you? Why are you posting this video? Da, 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 da. The way she was trying to defend herself and apologize, it felt like it was intentional. She did that to trend. And then after that, her content changed. She started posting videos of herself wearing some short clothing, twerking and dancing to some songs and all of that. But initially, she was posting videos of herself like walking the streets, just lip syncing to a trendy song and all of that. And this person is now thinking that, oh, okay, now we'll blow. People know about her, so she can now start her influencing journey. And she was going back to back with people in the comment section. And one platform that has like the most violent people in the comment section is TikTok. Forget Instagram. Instagram now is mild. When you go on TikTok, it's serious. And she was going back to back with her. So that's when I realized that no, she actually intentionally did what she did. So now she's thinking that she says, oh, I'm influencing Jenny now and I'm starting. The mindset that the person is starting with now. So imagine how she will end up. Now nobody even is going on your page again. So people still have to get that understanding. We still have to have those seminars. Now for, Willie mentioned courses in school and stuff. I don't know if we are there yet, right now. Right now, there. I don't know. I'm not sure if we are there yet as a country. Let me even use Ghana as a country, because still people are still, parents or families of influencers still struggle to understand the job of influencers, right? So they still do not get it. So saying that, oh, it's a course, that one crumple, these leaders, they will tell us they are beginners, they will not allow. And for it to be allowed and for you to tell your parent that, oh, one of the courses I'm having in school is influencing or social media. Even social media management courses crumpled. You go explain tire.
You need to say, oh, you're a digital marketer. By social media.
Exactly. You go explain tire. So with that, I think gradually we will get there. But for now, no, we should be learning. Those who really want to get into it, they should read and then learn as well.
Well, for me, you see, gone are the days, if you remember, if you want to see the latest fashion trend, you'd have to get yourself a magazine.
Yeah.
You know, so people have magazines beside their bed. You go to their homes or their rooms and they hand it over to you. You want to see the latest fashion trend. Now, it's not like that again. A click on the internet and then you have all the brands in your face. Instagram, a click on Instagram. In fact, between 2017 and 2019, according to Global Digital Agency, we are SOCAL. It says Africa, the digital space of Africa increased to about 20% between 2017 and 2018. You understand? So it means that African is also getting to understand, the digitalization, the system, the influencing social media thing. Africa is getting there. We are getting to understand it. And that is, this statistics I'm giving you is way back 2018. So now it means that it has increased. Do you get it? So if you are an influencer, you should understand, you should have the mind for marketing. An influencer should have the mind for marketing. You should have a brand persona fit in. And then you are good to go. You should understand what you're doing. Because it is not just about having the numbers. It should be authentic with what you are doing. You should be deliberate about the things you are doing. You understand? Create that thing around you. Have the numbers. And so that you would also have the kind of, you'll be attracted to a certain kind of brand. And then you wouldn't have to advertise for juju, kayamat and all of that. No, you should position yourself in a set. You shouldn't. Why would you influence a product and everyone will come at you that, this is silly or this is not good and all of that? You see, but who would do that? So you should create that thing around you. So for me, if you are an influencer in this space that we find ourselves in, this digital space, you should understand or should have that mind for marketing. You should have that brand persona, and then you should also carve, be authentic and carve a niche for yourself, and then know where you are going. And I'm sure once you do some of these things, you are good to go.
Right. So society and our culture has a lot of narratives. So what role do influencers play in, sculpting or shaping cultural narratives? Let me pick that from Willie. So our society, our culture, has lots and lots of narratives. People have different perceptions to things and all of that. So what role can influencers do or play in shaping a cultural and societal narratives?
Well, I think it's the platform you have, because if you are an influencer, you have a larger audience and you have people following whatever you do. So sometimes you can be used as a tool. Let me use the words right. You can be used as a tool to shaping society, because let's take for example, Kwame Eugene is an influencer and he's done a song like Yenara Assassini. He's trying to echo out something that is really important and letting us know more about peace. So the influencer has been used for the right purpose. And here there are also influencers that are being used for political purposes. Like when you go on Twitter, Khalid J is on the NDC side, Sheldon is on the MPP side. That is also a form of using influencers as a tool. So it depends on the role you are playing or whatever you are going to do as an influencer to shaping society, because you have the power to control whatever you want to control, because it's your platform and you are here. I want people to see me for this. I want people to see me for this. I want people to see me for being the man that whenever I come out and I talk, hey, where do you song? A clear example is someone like Kweku Menu. Whenever there is an issue and he comes and says, hey, Kweku Menu do song. It is not that he's the most intelligent person in the world. That's what Kwame Kweku gangster. I don't go answer. Now, man, the hardest equation. You see, he's trying to tell you that he has positioned himself to a level where whenever an issue comes, you come and talk. And hey,
are you trying to say that Kweku gangster he was referring to? Kweku.
Oh, he has admitted it before in an interview with Zion. So that's him. But you see, people think, oh, Kweku Menu do Nimyan. Hey, Kweku Menu there, senior man, but maybe in real life too, it might be the opposite. I'm not saying it is. It might be the opposite of the things he does on social media. Oh. But now social media has been able to position to the point that, hey, assemble and able to pay the back. Let's assemble me. But
headquarters.
Yes. But maybe you don't even know in his real life, he might not even be the best of persons.
Yeah.
He's coming out from a broken marriage. So he might not, it's a clear example, he might not even be the best of persons.
Or he might be speaking from experience.
Yeah, again, like that's the point. So I think it's just how you position your brand and what you want to be seen for. That's how you can shape in society.
All right, Sika, let me also pick yours.
Yeah, so now it's quite obvious that influencers, they play pivotal role, especially in shaping consumers' tastes. Some years ago, I don't think it was normal for us to see on our socials people eating in Asanka or eating in Dadesen, straight from Dadesen. But then now it has become trendy because we have these influencers doing it, going to restaurants. Maybe one restaurant or one eatery started it, and influencers started going there, and then the next one adopted, the next one did, and now it's common. Even eating in a Haban Crampo now is
it's like flex.
Yes, it's
I'm going to buy a Sanka by force because of this. I eat in Asanka. I drink in Calabash at home.
People would be I mean, when we were in school, when you go to the Wache Seller and the Wache Seller has a Haban and rubber, you take rubber.
You take rubber.
You
now,
say you like
we
pack.
Are chasing a Haban.
Now people don't even want the pack; they want a Haban now, and because
be specific with a Haban, please.
Leaves.
Oh, okay, leaves. The big ones.
Not the one you
Please.
sprinkle on the food. Oh.
Producer,
the one you put the food
put it
in.
on the screen for us. We don't want any issue.
Watch it in leaves, please.
Yes, watch it in leaves. Those big leaves. So influencers they've been doing that. I think culturally they are trying to bring certain things back. With these aesthetics and all of these things that they've been adopting as well. So with the food, I think with the food especially, and also when we started this whole wear made in Ghana and all of that, people also started doing it and making it trendy for people to also adopt that. Oh, okay, so we can actually wear African print and still look good. We can still wear African print in a corporate environment and still be corporate and still feel corporate. We don't have to feel like, oh, a wedding or something like that. So with that one, I think influencers they've been able to do so much, and we have to give it to the Ghanaian influencers that are doing that now. Nowadays, eating local food is a flex. It's really a flex now, because how can you tell me you go to a restaurant and then eat angwamo for 220 Ghana cedis that they send jollof for? You get it? I mean, who would have come some years ago? Who would have come on social media and be eating in Dadesen? Nobody. Who would come and then be proud to be eating in Asanka, even though we would be doing that in at the chop bars and maybe in our homes. But now it has become trendy, so it's very very good. So they really have been working hard on that side.
Right, Chris. Let me come to you, and then afterwards we'll wrap up our conversation.
Yes. So influencers have tried so much to influence consumer behavior, shaping.
But before that, let's look at the narrative our influencers lately are creating. Our influencers are lately creating that a guy can dress like a woman, and there's nothing wrong with that. Let's also look at the narrative they are also creating.
Yes, that is there. It's
and
all.
Is that something we should overlook?
No, you see. So we don't take everything in there. You don't just consume because the person is an influencer. And so once the person has the ability to influence, you also sit in your home and consume everything the person displays.
So then
No.
FDA should have not even given a ban that influencers and top popular people should not endorse alcoholic beverages. You know why?
You see, I have a problem with that.
You know why? You don't consume everything you see.
Yes, but they did that solely because of young kids.
Young kids.
Yes.
And social media, TikTok lately, we have a lot of kids on
yes,
TikTok.
so you see, I even have a problem with.
I'm sure you've heard that Deaconess Abokuma has been.
Yes,
sent,
I've heard. Yes, he's been cautioned. Yes.
Yeah.
And yesterday I was saying she's been cautioned, and people were cautioning me. Yes. So people were cautioning me. Please.
The club.
She said
the club she has been using in her.
He isn't a she.
So that character.
He isn't a she.
Whatever.
Well, she isn't a he.
But what did you do to the FDA?
No.
The
character was always drinking beer.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then you have high number of people who
promoting
watch.
beer.
Okay, as an influencer.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, I have a problem with this thing. You see,
They wrote
I think it is a
advert has not been
it
endorsed
is a
by
lazy
the FDA.
man's approach. Advertising for alcoholic beverage. Alcoholic beverage is not to be sold for people who are under 18 years.
That's the conversation.
Oh yes,
for another day.
it's not supposed to be sold. So
Let's
those
stick to our
who are selling the alcoholic beverages, you go to some places and those selling the alcoholic beverage are even younger than 18 years.
Let's deal with our influencers.
You brought it.
I wanted our listeners to also be aware of that.
Yeah. So for me, I think influencers have the ability to
Change narrative.
change narrative. They have the ability to shape consumer behavior, cultural norms. And Sika Riley went there. You understand? They influence everything. I mean, the food that is taken. People now will be eating in Ahaban. And you see, when you try this Ahaban eating, Charlie, it's so sweet. Charlie, it tastes different. It tastes different.
You know what they
It tastes different.
And then nowadays the vendors are
And
they're
I
paying for
think
it.
that the eating in Ahaban went away because of the fact that people didn't treat the haban well.
Yeah.
We're not cleaning them well.
Yes.
Hygienic reasons,
Yes,
yeah.
for hygienic reasons. And so now that people, tend to like it again, I'm sure now more education will go there.
Yeah.
I mean, do it well, hygienically, treat it well,
Right.
bring it. So for me, if you have influencers, they have the ability culturally to shape people's behavior, consumers' behavior,
Yeah,
whatever
particularly
consumer
through
people
the
like,
videos and
whatever,
short films and
all
all
the
that
things
they
that
put across.
they put out there.
I think they are really trying. in one
Yes, they
way.
are
They're always
trying.
doing reviews.
They are trying,
Yeah.
and they should try more.
should
But
try
but
harder.
if you are a consumer, you should also be careful the kind of things you
Yeah,
consume.
Yeah.
you know
Because
what you're consuming.
Exactly.
what is it, karat, or what was the name you given to Magarat or Kakarat?
Who?
That lady was
Montserrat.
Montserrat. You don't go out there to also consume Montserrat, and it might not even work for you.
Interesting, ladies and
What's that?
gentlemen. This is where we draw down the curtain.
Did I say
for-
Kakarat or more?
Kakarat.
we draw down the curtain for tonight's edition of The Big Plate. Thank you for your time. We will see you again next week. Bye.